couple weeks ago, I was talking with my wife and basically telling her, I just feel like if this isn't burnout, then it's close. Yeah. And so honestly, you talk about a rock bottom. I don't have like a great story per se right now, but I'm in a moment that feels dry. I'm just looking for God in it. Where are you?
Yeah.
So I'm like, what are some of the things that work for you guys as far as just connecting with God, that walking with Him, hearing from Him? Mm-hmm. What does that look like?
I have to start my day there. If I don't, I'm off trajectory already, right? On truths, on what God's calling me to in that moment, on who He says I am. And so that's been the biggest one for me in the last probably 2 years of consistently starting my day there, right? Take the half an hour that I typically slept, go to bed half an hour earlier, get up half an hour earlier and start it there. And just let Him really speak quietly to the moment. And then go into His Word starting in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That would be good to do probably. For me, it's usually like somewhere by the end of the day, I'm like, I haven't done this yet. Yeah. So.
And I think for me, it really goes back, John 10:10. For the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. Sure. Mm-hmm. And I think we can all relate in one form or another what that looks like in our life to steal, kill, and destroy. Yeah. And I know for me, it started with stealing hope. I mean, that was, hope in my marriage. Mm-hmm. I truly believed I'd married the wrong person, so it stole the hope in my marriage. And then when you lose hope, it kills the desire. That desire of something bigger, that our lives ever going to matter, our marriage is ever going to be successful, that God can ever really use us. But the beautiful part of that verse is, even once it was, steal, kill, and destroy, Jesus says, but I come to bring life and life abundant. Yeah. And that's the promise of that. And that's when I don't have to get up every morning in the Word, but I want to get up every morning in the Word.
Yeah. It's interesting because Jesus said, seek me and you will find me. He never said, seek me and you will feel me. And I think we tend to look for a feeling.
Yeah.
And that's how we determine where we are spiritually.
Yeah.
And the fact that we are even seeking Him and putting Him first says something about where we are in our walk with Him. Mm-hmm. For me, just the way I connect with God, if I'm going to say, I can always connect with God, it's around music of any kind. And I can be listening to an instrumental song or something, and it's just in that moment, God speaks to me. I was talking to my oldest daughter recently, and she was, talking about just not being able to connect with God. And, she's found she does yoga, doing yoga in the morning with music is her way to connect with God. And I think we have to sometimes get out of our head that it's always got to be around this structured thing. Yeah. That sometimes it's very spontaneous.
And that takes time because growing up, I thought I had to do it a certain way. Like my mom was, every single morning, my mom would wake up 4 or 5 a.m. and she would pray for an hour. And I'm like, I don't know if I could ever do that. And then growing up being like, okay, I do not like regimented routines. Like if you tell me I have to do it this one way, I'm gonna fight with everything in me to do it, find another way. And it's even like that in my relationship with the Lord. So I had a pastor friend of mine challenged me. He said, hey, he does this thing called, it was a 30-day challenge. It was the 10-10-10, 10 minutes in the Word, 10 minutes in prayer, and then 10 minutes either writing, journaling, or worshiping. Mm-hmm. And so I was doing that. I did it for 30 days, and I loved it. And I was like, man, I like a routine. What's going on? But then I found myself like having to do it differently every day, like because that for me was how I really connected. So one day it was through worship. Yeah. The next day would be through the Word.